My child, slow down. Breathe. Let the noise fade. The distractions, the pressure. This moment is just for you and me. I see what no one else sees. I see the exhaustion behind your smile, the silent questions that echo in your heart, the ache that words can't quite explain. You're wondering where you went wrong, wondering if you've missed your purpose, wondering if I've grown distant. And I know it feels like you're wandering in the dark. But child, darkness is not dark to me. I see clearly even in your confusion. You may feel lost, but I have never lost sight of you. You may not see the path ahead, but I am the path. You've tried to stay strong for so long. You've carried burdens you weren't meant to carry alone. You've poured into others and quietly watched yourself run dry. But my love, I did not design you to live like that. I didn't ask you to be perfect. I asked you to stay close. You've mistaken your tiredness for weakness. But it's not weakness. It's a sign you need rest. And rest is not laziness. It's obedience. As Matthew testified in his writings, he recorded my words. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. You don't have to prove yourself to me. I knew you fully before you ever lifted your first prayer. I saw your wounds. I saw your fear. I saw your fight. And still, I loved you. I loved you in the silence. I loved you in the middle of your breakdown. I loved you when your faith felt too small to speak. You thought you had to clean yourself up before coming to me. But I came to you first. I sought you while you were still hiding. I chose you when you didn't even know how to choose me. You've wondered if your failures disqualified you. You've carried shame like a chain, believing I couldn't use someone like you. But shame never came from me. I do not shame, I restore. I do not condemn, I call. I do not abandon, I pursue. As my forefather David once sang in his Psalms, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And child, I have drawn near to you, not to demand more, but to give you more of me. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to get everything right. You only need to rest in my presence. And from that place, I will heal. I will lead. I will renew. I know you've questioned your direction. You've asked if you've gone too far, missed the call, or wandered off course. But hear me. I am not limited by your detours. I redeem time. I restore what's been lost. Nothing is wasted when placed in my hands. Even your doubts can become doorways to deeper faith. Even your questions can bring you closer to my heart. You're not too much for me. You're not too late for me. You're exactly where I knew you would be, and I'm meeting you here. As the writer of Hebrews declared about me, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. That means I haven't changed. The same voice that calms storms still calms your heart. The same hands that heal the blind are holding you now. The same love that died for you is alive for you. So come, not because you've earned it, but because you're loved. Sit with me. Breathe with me. Cry if you need to. I'm not uncomfortable with your tears. I treasure them. I collect every one. You belong here, and I'm not letting go. Not today, not ever. My beloved, there's something I need you to understand. You have not ruined my plans. You're not too far off course. Your missteps do not outweigh my mercy. I know how often you replay the past, how you wonder what could have been, what should have happened, if only you had chosen differently. But I'm not like the world. I don't discard you when you stumble. I don't write you off because you took a detour. I am the one who reroutes. I am the Savior who redeems. As our prophet Isaiah once spoke of me, he was pierced for your transgressions, crushed for your iniquities, and by his wounds you are healed. Your wounds, yes, even the hidden ones, are seen by me, and I do not flinch at the sight of them. I move toward them. You thought the closed door was rejection, but it was protection. You thought the silence meant abandonment, but it was preparation. You felt like everything was falling apart, but I was gently pulling you from what would have destroyed you. I was not angry with you. I was walking with you. Even when you didn't look for me, you have not failed me. You've been fighting battles no one else could see. And even when you didn't win every one, I was proud that you stayed in the fight. You've cried, Lord, why am I still here? You've said, I should be further along by now. But my timing is perfect. My ways are not your ways. As our prophet Jeremiah recorded, I declared, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And child, that word still stands. You are not wandering without a shepherd. You are not drifting without a destination. I came for the lost. As Luke testified in his writings, he recorded that I asked, which one of you, if you had 100 sheep and lost one, would not leave the 99 in open country and go after the one until he finds it? I am the one who goes after the one, and beloved, you are the one. I know you've tried to be strong, to hide the parts of you that feel weak or ashamed. But I didn't come to save the image of you. I came to save your soul, and your soul is precious to me. As our forefather David once sang in his Psalms, he restores my soul. He leads me beside still waters. That is what I'm doing right now. I am restoring you, not just fixing what broke, but making you new. Not just cleaning up your past, but preparing your future. You thought it was over, but I am just beginning. Every tear you've cried, I've counted. Every lonely night, I sat beside you. Every breath you thought was your last, I sustained. You didn't see me, but I was holding you. You didn't hear me, but I was guiding your steps. You didn't feel me, but I was wrapping you in mercy. So come now, let me lead you again. Not into performance, but into peace. Not into hustle, but into holiness. I am not angry with you for being lost. I rejoice because you're being found. This is not your ending. This is not your punishment. This is your invitation. I know the way forward. Take my hand. Let me show you how loved you've always been. My beloved, you've been walking in shadows, carrying quiet questions, unsure if you even belong anymore. You've wondered if your mistakes have made you invisible to me. You've looked at others and thought, they're closer to God than I am. But I don't measure your worth by how you compare. I don't see you the way the world sees you. I see the pain behind your silence. I see the hope buried deep under your doubt. And I want you to know something that your heart may have forgotten. I came to find you, not just to teach, not just to lead, but to seek and to save what was lost. You were never too far. You were always worth the search. As our brother Luke testified in his writings, he remembered me saying, "The Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost." That includes you, even now, even here. I know what it's like to feel unseen. I felt it in the garden, when even my closest friends couldn't stay awake with me. I felt it at the cross, when the crowd shouted and the sky grew dark. So believe me when I say, I understand your isolation. But isolation is not abandonment. It's in your silence that I whisper. You were never expected to find your way back alone. That's why I came. I left heaven to walk the roads of humanity. I stepped into your story to carry your wounds and open the way back home. As our forefather Isaiah wrote generations before I arrived, all we like sheep have gone astray. Each one turned to his own way. But Isaiah also saw what I would do. And the Lord laid on him the iniquity of us all. That burden, I carried it for you. That shame, I broke it for you. You don't owe me perfection. You don't owe me performance. All I desire is you. You've tried to numb your pain with distractions. You've buried your questions under busyness. But even in your avoidance, I was drawing you. As our forefather David once wrote while hiding in the caves, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence?" And the answer remains, nowhere. Because I follow you into every valley. I sit with you in every silence. I don't wait for you to come clean. I meet you where you are. I've walked the road to find you. I've lit the lamp to search for you. I've left the 99 to carry you home. As our forefathers recorded, I told the story of the shepherd, how he left the flock to find one lost sheep. And when he found it, he didn't scold it. He lifted it. He rejoiced. That is how I see you, not as a failure, not as a burden, but as joy returned. So come now. Let me carry you if you're too tired to walk. Let me speak when your voice has no more words. Let me restore what the world wore down in you. I came to find you, and I will not stop until you remember. You are still mine, my beloved. You've carried names that were never yours. Failure, not enough, too far gone. But I never called you that. I called you mine. You've let the world define you by your worst day. You've let your mistakes become your identity. But hear me clearly. You are not your past. You are not the sum of your sin. You are not who they said you were in anger or silence. You are who I say you are, and I say you are loved. You are seen. You are chosen. You are mine. As our brother Paul wrote in his letters, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. That means I didn't wait for you to get it right. I loved you in your worst moment, and I still love you now. As our brother John recorded, to all who received him, he gave the right to become children of God. That right was never earned. It was received by grace. And grace is not fragile. Grace doesn't break when you fall. Grace picks you up. Grace clothes you in righteousness. Grace reminds you who you are. You've believed the lie that you have to come back ashamed. But shame is not your companion here. I don't welcome you with a list of failures. I run to you with open arms. As our forefather David once wrote of me, you lifted me out of the pit. You set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. I am doing that for you now. You still belong to me, and nothing, not even your wandering, can remove you from my love. Come to me again, not in guilt, but in confidence, not as a beggar, but as my child, not in fear, but in faith. You don't need to be fixed to be welcomed. You just need to be honest. I already know your heart. I already know what you regret. And I'm not holding it against you. I'm holding the door open. As our brother Paul testified again, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation, none, not from me, only restoration, only invitation. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are still welcome in my presence. Let me remind you of your name, not the one the world gave you, but the one I wrote before time began. Beloved, redeemed, free. So stand up again, child. Let my voice be louder than your doubt. Let my truth be stronger than your fear. You still belong to me, and I'm not letting you go. My beloved, we've been still long enough. We've sat in the silence together. We've wept. We've healed. We've remembered who you are. Now it's time to walk, not alone, but with me. You don't need to run. You don't need to strive. Just one step at a time, with me. You see, the journey doesn't start when you have it all figured out. The journey begins now, in your questions, in your humility, in your trust. You've asked, but what if I fall again? And I say, then I'll catch you again. As our brother Peter once lived, he walked toward me on the water, but when fear crept in, he began to sink. And yet, as he testified, I immediately reached out my hand and lifted him. That's who I am. Not the one who stands far off and waits for you to prove yourself. I am the one who steps into the storm with you. So walk with me again. Let's write a new chapter. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're not stuck. You are beginning. As our brother Paul reminded the church, if anyone is in Christ, they are a new creation. The old is gone. The new has come. That newness forgiveness isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about you learning to walk in my grace, even when your steps are shaky. You've been afraid to dream again, afraid to try, afraid to believe. But I did not give you a spirit of fear. I gave you power. I gave you love. I gave you a sound mind. That was Paul's testimony too. He wrote, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound judgment. Child, that spirit is in you now, not because you earned it, but because I gave it. So let go of fear. Let go of the belief that you'll never be enough. You don't walk forward alone. I walk with you. And not only that, I go before you. As our forefather Isaiah once declared, you will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." That voice is mine, and I'm still speaking. Every step you take with me is covered in mercy. Every mistake you make is met with grace. You are not the sum of what you lost. You are the beginning of something beautiful. I will teach you how to love again. I will teach you how to hope again. I will walk every mile beside you, not as your judge, but as your shepherd, as your friend. So rise up, my child. Shake the dust off your feet. Let the old shame fall like broken chains. Take my hand and walk with me again, my beloved. You are not random. You are not an accident. You were formed with intention, spoken into existence by my love. Before you had a name, I had a purpose for you. Before you took your first breath, I whispered your identity into eternity. As our prophet Jeremiah recorded, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. You were set apart, not because you are flawless, but because I called you mine. I knit you together for such a time as this, for this generation, for this assignment, for this moment in history. And yes, I knew about your weakness. I saw every struggle, and I still said, you were made for this. Do not let fear keep your light dim. Do not let comparison silence your voice. Do not let the enemy convince you that your life has no meaning. You carry my spirit. You reflect my image. You speak with the power of grace and truth. As our brother Peter once testified, you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. You were called out of darkness, not just to be rescued, but to shine. And child, your light matters. Your story matters. Your voice matters. You've believed the lie that others are more equipped, more worthy, more ready. But I do not use the ones the world esteems. I use the willing. I use the yielded. I use the ones who say, "Here I am, Lord." As our forefather David once wrote in song, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. And yes, you are one of those works. I have not made a mistake in you. I have not overlooked you. The time for hiding has ended. The time for wondering if you're worthy is delight in you because of who you are, who I made you to be. You still carry purpose. You still carry grace. You still carry my name. So go forward with me, not as someone searching for significance, but as someone who already has it. You were made for this, and I will walk with you every step of the way.